Okay, sick. It's 3:06 in the morning. I always do this. I, like, got up here and was like, yeah, I'm gonna make myself go to bed at a good time because I'm really tired. And then it didn't happen. I don't know. I'm making this video for an Anon that messaged me on Tumblr and said that they missed my videos. So here I am. This is for you, Anon. I'm making this video really, really... Let me turn this on. This is going to be a big mistake. This is going to be a great mistake. Okay, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, this is for you, Anon, because I feel like I betrayed all of you. I haven't made a video in a long time. I work full-time. Like, whoa, hair. What's going on? Yeah, I work full-time, so I'm, like, constantly working. I work, like, roughly 14 hours a day sometimes. Most of the times, like, 10 hours a day. So I'm really tired a lot of the time. And I'm sick because I contracted a cold from working so often. I worked until midnight the other night, and that sucked. Anyway, I told myself I'd go to bed. But then I was like, I'll make a video. Because that's what you do. It's a video about nothing, because I have nothing to talk about. As per usual with every of my videos, but people subscribe to me and, like, want me to make videos. I'm like, I don't give you advice. I don't provide you with any form of entertainment, really. Not these videos, anyway. There's no fan service. Like, even if I could provide fans, like, even if I had the capacity emotionally and morally to just strip for you, it wouldn't be a show. There's nothing for me to show you. It really isn't. What else don't I do for you? I don't analyze anything, really, not anymore anyway. I just, after watching Neon Genesis Evangelion, analyzing anything is just like, what's the point? Can't handle the deepness. So I don't do that anymore. Yeah. I mean, people like it, though. They're like, yeah, make more videos about potato chips and about gay anime boyfriends or something. I don't know. That's Kaoru and Shinji. I mean, I could talk about my life. My life isn't that interesting. Like, people think it's so cool and, like, fabulous. And they're just like, I wish I could be And I'm like, why don't you just be comfortable being yourself? Like, has it ever occurred to you that maybe it's difficult for me to be me? Maybe I have some troubles? Like, it's not like my life is just smooth sailing. Like, I'm not just like, oh, yeah, it's great being me. I'm like Kanye West. I have so much money, and I'm so talented, and I'm Beyonce. Oh, I mean, even they have problems. You wouldn't know it because, like, I mean, at least Beyonce, she's fabulous. Like, that's not even, she didn't even promote her album that just came out. She doesn't need to. She's Beyonce. I can't handle that. Anyway. So, yeah, be comfortable being yourself. That's a thing that is hard. I'm not comfortable being myself. I mean, you see me constantly fixing myself in these videos. You think I'm like, do I look okay? Am I like pretty? No, I look a sit like this. Oh my God, no, I'm not comfortable being myself sometimes, and that's okay. Because it leaves room for improvement. And you need that in order to push forward. If you can't sit in one spot and be perfect, because then where would you go? You wouldn't go anywhere. You would just stay put, being perfect. And that's not a thing. That's boring. Perfect is boring. There's nothing to improve on. There's nothing to stupid. You can ball that up, and you can just toss that into the trash can, and then light that trash can on fire. This is bullshit. That's fiery bullshit is what that is. So don't try to be perfect. Just try to be yourself. fit into your own skin first. A rising tide raises all boats. You know what that means? When you become comfortable with this, with yourself and your heart and who you are, and you find your happiness, people around you, they're going to start finding their own happiness. Rising tide raises all boats. You're the tide that lifts the boats. You know what I'm saying? It's a metaphor. Just understand that once you become happy, people will start to take upon your happiness, and it's like a happiness breeds happiness, like hatred breeds hatred, but no one ever talks about happiness because, like, it's like the song Dirty Laundry talks about bad news sells to people being like, oh, hey, Well, no. Think about happiness. Happiness also breeds happiness. So don't live for your parents' happiness. Don't live for your sister's happiness. Don't live for your spouse's happiness. Sort of. Like, it's a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm pointing at you. I'm being very demanding and domineering. I'm sorry. But it's a thing that's important. This video is 6 minutes long about nothing. There's nothing about this that's important. Okay, that was a complete lie. Forget that. I said that. It's very important what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm... Oh my god. I'm more drunk tired than I am drunk. Like, when I'm drunk, I'm just stupid and I twerk on the ground. But when I'm tired, I'm just like, hey. Oh, shit, dropping my laptop. Like, that's it's a weird thing. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know anything. So I don't know, I'm trying to give you advice. Because I don't know anything. But that's okay, because that means I can learn. You know, I really wonder what thumbnail YouTube is going to provide this video with. Because I never get good ones. And I don't have, like, the thing where I can pick my own thumbnails and stuff. So it's constantly giving me thumbnails of me, like, mid-sentence where I'm just like... And it's like... Sometimes it's funny, but sometimes it's like, I mean, I'm talking about really important topics. So I'd appreciate a nice thumbnail, YouTube. But you never give it to me. So... Anyway, moving on. So... Lifting it, because it's a better angle from up top, I think. I don't know anymore. So, darker? Is darker better? Darker's not better. Oh, God. Anyway, yeah, so a person asked me to do Urugyura for a makeup test, and I think I'm going to do that. At some point. I also want to do Kaoru from Evangelion as a makeup test because I do. I think it's a good thing. And I love Kaoru. I think Kaoru doesn't get enough credit. He's a fascinating character. Like, people are just like, oh, he's like gay yaoi fodder. First of all, if you say that, then you don't know anything and you should get out and leave because I hate people like that. Because that's not at all what his character is supposed to be like. And I think he's so fascinating as a character because he's friggin'... This is why I think he's so cool. Is because he believes in the hope of mankind. And he sacrifices himself to provide a future for humanity. But in order to sacrifice... Like, in order to provide that future for humanity and then sacrificing himself, he has to be killed by them. And so it's just ironic that he would believe that the species of humanity is a superior species to the angels, or at least himself. And yet, in order to preserve that idea, he has to have them kill him, which is a very impure act. And like, it's just... And, like, he's so fascinating because, like, he's so good and so unconditionally loving of both humanity and especially Shinji. And yet, because of that unconditional love, humanity as a whole, including, like, the outside, like, the speculator, aka us, as viewers, don't trust him. Like, I know so many people are kind of like, oh, he's kind of creepy, and it's very, like, he does come off that way, but it's only because he's so unconditionally loving, and my face is just so full of despair and emotion. I just realized how, like, intensely wrinkled my face is. I'm very expressive. No, I don't want to restart my computer. You know what that means? It's been 10 minutes. Anyway, so, yeah, he's just a fascinating character because, like, people are like, he's so weird, da, 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 da. And it's like, no, he really isn't weird. He's just unconditionally loving, and we're so unused to that concept of emotion that we condemn it, and we label it as something inhuman and unrelatable and creepy and monstrous, and that we want to get rid of it and or don't like it. And it's so interesting. To me, that's so interesting. And then Kaoru, I love him. I think he's a great character, and if he just, and it's like, people are like, oh yeah, Shinji and Kaoru, yeah, I fought her. You're stupid. That's not even true. It's a message, because it's a big message as to what Shinji's, and it's a really sad one, because he's the only person who's ever told Shinji that he loves him. Not only that, but that he's like useful outside of this. Like, he's the only one to introduce concepts and aspects of life that are completely separate from Eva and from the Evangelion series and from piloting it, and made it important and or accentuated his talent on it. Like, and especially in the movies, like, he takes piano playing, which is completely unrelated to piloting the Eva, and he shows that he has talent in it, and that it's something fun, and that it's something that he can excel in, and it's completely unrelated, and it's just, no one's ever done that. Every single character is related. Shinji's importance and talent and prowess as a human being is related to Eva, and it's just, that's why he's such an interesting character, and that's why it's so tragic and sad, because, like, Shinji was so vulnerable that he just kind of fell into the arms of the next person who was willing to accept him, despite the fact that he had never been accepted by anybody before that, really. Like, they say, they never said it. And he's a child. He's a 14-year-old freaking kid. And no one ever said, I accept you. No one ever said anything like that. And so, just, like, and everyone's like, oh, you can tell that they like him. And it's just like, well, I mean, you like to hear that people like you even when they don't tell you, like, you. And he's a 14-year-old kid, and they're not saying that, actually. They really aren't. No one ever said, I like you. No one ever said, like, I appreciate you. No one ever, no. So, like, he's such a like, Shinji's such a pure heart. He's just a heart of pureness that just, he literally is just looking for an approval. And that's why, I have so many other things okay, I'm going to stop talking, because I have so many other things that I could say about Shinji that I have feelings about, and so I hear so many people being like, he's the wimpy, shitty kid, he's just the bitch-ass guy who cries all the time, and it's just like, you really don't understand, do you? You don't understand the concept that this is trying to portray, and what Shinji's supposed to represent, so you can just walk away. You can turn yourself around, you can take your bitch-ass legs, and you can walk straight away from me before I personally direct you in the direction that I wish you to go, which is away from me, in a manner to which is not friendly or promise of not being named. Just a thing. I'm really passionate about these characters. They're a lot deeper than a lot of people think that they are, and even if you think that they're deep, there's just so many people that mock it. They're just like, it's not that deep. And it's just like, no, you know what, you're right, it isn't deep. But, like, it's not deep in the concept that it's supposed to explore human emotion. It's just, that's what it's supposed to do. That's the concept. But it's the human emotion aspect of it that makes it so deep, because everybody has different human emotions and respond differently to each of these human emotions, and that's what makes it friggin', you idiot! You're so stupid! It's supposed to be relatable to your life. My left eye is so much more squinty than my right one. Like, this one, you can see it, like, it's like, I'm like, I have my eyes even like this, and it looks like, it's just weird. I have a fucking weird face. I have a weird face. I have a weird everything, and that's fine. Being weird is fine. It's okay to feel that way. It's so bright in my room. I'm so tired. Why am I up? Why am I awake? Why am I doing this? Subscribe to me, I guess. I mean, if you want to. It's up to you. Apparently this type of stuff is stuff that people appreciate. I don't know why. Oh, my nail hurts. I got fucking nothing else. I still managed to make a 15-minute movie on nothing. Are you impressed? Are you just annoyed? I don't know. I don't know. 残酷な天使のように少年のシンバルなら